What's going on, guys? Dubs on a cornerback here with another video, and today I'm going to show the behind the scenes on how I made the Michael Myers bandage mask for Nick at the Lost River Drive-In. First, I got some gauze from the local Dollar General, and then I got this foam head from, I think, Michael's. It was like $11, but sometimes they have them at Walmart for like $5, so I recommend trying Walmart first. Of course, I'll be using Permablood from Fantastic Horror Shop, as I always do, and you also need some black acrylic paint or just, a Sharpie. Either or works. So to start it off, I'm going to do 2 wraps from the bottom of the head to around the nose area, and I'm going to do 2 wraps of that because you want a solid nose, because in the movie the nose is like a very center strong piece of the bandage mask, so we're going to start by doing that. After I did the 2 wraps around the nose, you can see I start wrapping around the head, and I recommend after 2 wraps you start wrapping around the head and eye area. That'll be a good look for your mask. So after one spool of gauze, this is what it looks like, starting off pretty solid. After the second spool, you can see it starting to take shape and starting to look like the mask, and I really love that, but we got more wrap. And after our third spool, this is what it's looking like. It's mostly covered, but it definitely needs more thickness. So after the 4th spool, I say it's time to paint the eyes black or draw in the eyes with a Sharpie, so that's what I'm going to do now. Now that that's done, don't worry if you get it on the bandage. You still have more wrap to do to cover it up, so don't worry about it if you get it on there. Now that we've done another layer of wrap, you want those eyes to look like sharpened like that, how they are on the real mask. So now it's time to apply permablood. As you can see, I've added a bunch of it to the eye already. It was a little too much at first. You'll see me touching on it, getting it gloppy, because you want it to be gloppy like that, so that when you put the next layer of wrap on, that it'll bleed through and look more like worn and like it's been there for a while. So what I'm doing now is I'm taking the permablood and I'm dry brushing it all over the mask. That gives it a dry blood like effect to it, and I think that's really cool and I love it. When you do this, you want to hit all parts of the mask. You want to hit the head, the ears, the neck. You want to hit all of it pretty heavily, not too heavy, but good enough to where it shows like a lot of wear and blood on it. If you've seen any of the Halloween movies, you know in Halloween 2 he gets burnt, so it would make sense for his skin to still bleed and stuff if he's been wearing this bandage all over his body for a while, so that's what I like. So after the first go around with the permablood and wrap, I think that one eye's a little too bloody, so we're going to go through it again. We're going to go re-wrap some of it, and it's going to soak right through, and it'll be awesome. So here it is re-wrapped. So now that it's re-wrapped, we're going to go back in and we're going to do a little less blood, but the blood from beforehand is still going to bleed through, so it's going to look like fresh wounds on his eye, which is going to look really good in the end. You can already see some of the blood from before still seeping through on this, but we're going to go back through and do a little bit more dry brushing just to really bring out that dry blood effect on it. I really like the way this turned out. I think it's very accurate to the reference picture I use, which I'll throw up here in a second after I do a little 360. And that black mark, don't worry, that's supposed to be there. It's like a grease mark, I think, from when he kills the mechanic. So let's throw up the reference pic. So yeah, compared to the reference pic, I think I did a pretty good job on this. I mean, there's always room for improvement on everything, but I really do think I nailed this, and I hope Nick at the Lost River Drive-In loves it. Nick, if you're watching this is what the Halloween Ends mask looked like before I sent it to you. So I hope you really enjoy it, and if you guys want to see the final product on that, you have to go over to Nick's channel, The Lost River Drive-In, and see his review to see the final product. Stay killing it.